Now, also, just to bring to your attention, if you look at the thumbnails, we can increase the size of the thumbnails up here with the plus and minus. So I can decrease the size of the thumbnails, or I can increase the size of the thumbnails, and I can drag my interface around to allow more space for the thumbnails if I want, and reduce the size of the main window, etc., etc. Now, you'll notice here on the thumbnail that if there is a pencil or pen mark showing like in the icon here, that means that the image has had some modifications. Okay, let's just put the interface back to a smaller size on the thumbnails and giving me a larger size on the main window again. Let's continue on with the settings in the menu at the top here. So we have a delete option. If I click delete, it just asks me if I want to move the file to the trash. Now this is very useful because you don't accidentally want to delete the file completely at this stage, because you may make a mistake, you may have pressed this by accident. So simply by pressing delete and saying move, it just puts the file in the trash, and it won't be deleted obviously until you empty your trash. So I'm going to cancel out of that. There is a slideshow feature here, which is self-explanatory. You can select a number of image files and it will play those as a slideshow. And then we also have the preferences dialog box here, which has a number of different features. In the general features, we've got the preferences for the size of the preview image, the initial approval level for the image, that's the rating of the image, the green, yellow or red dots, flash delay time, your chosen image editor, a few other features on there. Then we have under triggers, a number of settings that we can apply, and this is basically layout triggers. So if you operate your camera in different conditions, so say you might be doing a shoot for portraits, you might be doing a shoot specifically for product photography, or you might be on location shooting tethered with your laptop shooting landscapes, you can specify the layout of focus to suit a certain scenario. And Focus will recognize the scenario and choose which layout you would like based on the camera connection, whether you're inserting a CF card importing into Focus, so therefore you could have potentially set up a preset for importing all of your landscape images with a given style, look, or black and white, or tint, etc., etc. And these triggers you can basically use to customize the layout of Focus to suit and speed up your workflow based on these different working scenarios. Then you have the mobile setting, where you would need to connect your Wi-Fi on your camera to your Focus, and this allows you to work remotely, allows your clients, if they're in your studio, to also be viewing your Focus software remotely on their iPads, smart tablets, that type of thing as well. Those features can all be found, as I say, in the preferences setting here. Layouts, we have the standard layout. Now you can see in the standard layout that the thumbnails have moved over slightly to the right, and I have now a menu structure on the left-hand side, and this is basically the structure, file structure of where you can find your images, where your images are being stored. I don't really like working with that layout, so with the show panel, we can obviously change the layout of the Focus interface. Here I've removed the browser function to clean up and declutter my workspace. The next one is the viewer, which allows us to view all of those as thumbnails, or we can customize this with thumbnails with the browser, number of different options. We also have thumbnails on or off, so we can go to a full screen or almost full screen image. And on the right hand side, we can remove the tools from the right hand side as well to get us to a much cleaner interface. If you're working with a dual screen setup, then you can have that image full screen on one and all your other stuff on the other screen, which is the way that I also like to work. So let me just get back to with thumbnails, but removing the browser options on the left-hand side. Then further over here, we have portrait and landscape. And if we click that, you can see quite clearly what that does. If you want to free up some real estate here, you can basically click the minus button to reduce the thumbnail size here, and you can then change the browser height by dragging down and increasing your main window size and decreasing the thumbnail area size.